I don't know, not being able to practice for 6 months might have been
I might have been that was an adverse situation.
Or 4 months or whatever.
That may have been a bit hyperbolic. However, he's committed 5 turnovers in 5 quarters. He's not played good football the last 3 weeks. Now, you could say Minnesota, he was lighting the world on fire, and the fourth quarter happened. The fourth quarter happened. He threw 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. That's not a good game. I'm sorry. You can't move the goalposts from one quarterback to the other quarterback. Say this guy played great for 3 quarters, so it's all good. But yet this other quarterback played good for 3 quarters, and all of a sudden no.
Well, quarterbacks are judged by what they do when it's winning time.
Yep. That's what it is. And in winning time the last 2 weeks, Brock Purdy has not been good. So I'm eager to see how he bounces back down in Jacksonville. And is it going to rain? I'm going to check the weather report, Shasky. Go ahead, filibuster real quick before we get some calls. What is the weather in Jacksonville? Because is that going to be the next excuse now? Well, it's raining. He doesn't play well in the rain.
Well, you better have gloves for the glove crowd. Why are you laughing? What?
First it's looks on the sideline. Now it's he needs gloves.
Will he have tractor legs?
So it'll be humid, obviously. It'd be 82% humidity, precipitation chance 20%, 71 degrees, and cloudy.
I mean, there are no excuses. What are we doing? What are we doing?
And they're favored. And the Niners are favored. They're favored by 3. Despite Trent Williams being on the injury report. They're favored by 3. So no excuses.
Here's what I would say regarding Brock Purdy. He's been really good. He's been really good for the 49ers. You can't turn the ball over, though. Like, that is the number one thing. You talk to any of the great quarterbacks, whether we're talking Bradshaw, Montana, we're talking to Elway, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they're all going to say the same thing. You cannot have turnovers late in the game, especially when there's only 10 or 11 possessions in a game. The final couple cannot be turnovers. No one is debating that. He was pretty brilliant for 3 quarters, evading the rush against Cincinnati. He was under duress. I don't expect it to be any better against the Jacksonville Jaguars if you're not going to have Trent Williams or Aaron Banks. So he's also going to need other guys to step up. I know we want to make this a Brock-only conversation. Teams win and lose. Complementary defense. Complementary pieces on the outside. For example, he had a 2-minute drive where he hit Ayuk right in the face mask. And Ayuk dropped it. I don't know if he saw the sun or whatever. I'm not even outraged over that drop. But that was a dime, an absolute dime. He scrambled and made a play, and a guy's got to make a play on the other end of it. We totally forget about that. That's points before half. Yeah. That's big movement. Otherwise, now it's a punt. Give the ball back to them, and then the team that's given up more points in the final 2 minutes of a half did it again. So I look at Brock Purdy, and there's some controllables. The turnovers, he can control to a degree. The uncontrollables, offensive line and playmakers around him stepping up, he can't control those. Everyone needs to be on their P's and Q's. They got to stop the losing streak.
They got to.
It feels must-win-like.
Well, Jacksonville did just trade for a guard. They traded for Ezra Cleveland.
From Minnesota.
They did. That's a sneaky good move for them. Sneaky good move.
Bonte did have a point. Right when you did that, that's all I was thinking of.
S&G. By the way, we got a text on the Comcast Business text line from Lee in Berkeley. He's Hillary's uncle. Hillary from Boxer and Gerson. Hillary's uncle. You should invite her to the knockout game. She was a hell of a baller. Thanks for taking the time. Hillary, I will extend a wild card invitation to you if you want to play in the knockout tournament, Hillary. Your Uncle Lee says you're a baller. We have our doubts.
I don't doubt. No. I don't doubt.
All right, I will doubt.
Speak for yourself,
speaking of which, I thought we were doing that at 9:30. Oh, you want to promote it right now? Okay, the AEW. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets. 4-pack of tickets, baby. 4-pack of tickets. We're going to do it around 9:30.
I want to pick a fight.
What's AEW, though?
Well, it's
All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
All Elite Wrestling. I would expect our audience to know what AEW is, but you can never assume. So that's right, Sam Lovin.
Well, I didn't know. So, yeah,
Do you know who owns it?
I was asking for me personally.
Yeah, Jacksonville's owner, his son, Tony
Shaq
Khan.
And Tony
Khan.
Yeah.
They own AEW. He gets a lot of heat on Twitter, too.
How ironic is that?
How ironic is that? He gets a lot of heat for AEW, but I see this
Why?
Twitter feed. I don't know.
Did you see my because this Vince McMahon real quick? That Vince McMahon meme that's been going around where he's crying.
Yeah.
And like there's all these different captions. I saw the best one that my brother sent me. It was when younger fans ask me about Candlestick. And I swear to God, that hit me in the soul.
I thought you were gonna say when younger fans asked me what it was like to have a franchise quarterback.
Oh, that's good too.
Jacob and Castro Valley.
Good too.
Jacob and Castro Valley. What's
Mark
happening?
Willard would disagree with you.
Do we still you know what? Honestly, and we can start with Jacob. Are we still feeling like we have a franchise quarterback? I think the waters are rocky here in San Francisco.
That I would agree with.
I think some fans don't believe that they have a franchise quarterback or that Brock Purdy is the real deal.
You're going to Disneyland?
Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, so they have a California adventure ride where everybody's in the whitewater rafting tube. It's pretty cool. It's probably one of my favorite ones. That's where I feel like I'm at. I'm gripping on to the raft of Brock Purdy, and I'm praying it can get to our final destination. But if I get soaked and wet and fall into the river, I wouldn't be surprised.
Boy, this is a big game for Brock. Jacob at Castro Valley, what's happening?
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. Brock Purdy, he's most definitely our franchise quarterback. I feel like he's more than proven that. He was also due for some regression. I mean, we can't never take a L, unfortunately. But I think that regression came in the Browns game. I think we were all surprised by the Browns. I mean, they came and I was like, what? That should have been an easy win. But, I mean, in the end, Brock Purdy, when it was time, he marched us right down that field and set us up for a field goal.
Timeout. I'm going to let you finish.
Unfortunately.
A timeout. I'm going to let you finish. He threw a near interception on the very first play. And on the second play, he had to throw it away. And on the third play, they got bailed out by a very questionable, pass interference. So I know you want to say marched us down. There was some nuance to that drive. There was. But in the end, we were set up. For the field goal. And unfortunately, it got missed. We would have won that game. But the next week, Vikings, he looked sharp. He was a little shaky. But there was a play where after, he had his QB sneak debacle, there was a play where I was watching the game and he threw it directly to a Vikings defender. And I was like, that did not seem right. That did not seem right. And then a few plays, later when they got the ball back, threw another interception. I'm like, what is going on? Comes out that he's got a concussion. I'm like, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Why would you throw right? It just didn't seem like Brock Purdy. He threw right to the defender. Then he went through the concussion protocol so fast and comes back. I personally didn't think he should have played for his own health, and he looked sharper, but there was still a lot of mistakes. I'm like, I don't know if he should have played so quick. We've seen him get tackled. He smacked his head on the turf and immediately grabbed his head. I mean, it gave me Tua vibes. Well, I remember I was watching Thursday Night Football on my phone, and when Tua went down and started throwing up gang signs, it was like one of the... All right. We're not going to make fun of brain injuries. We're just not.
I'm laughing at Fred Tillis.
Oh, my goodness.
Fred Tillis said, Cleveland missed a kick, too, so if we're going to play that game, let's play it. Hopkins did miss a kick.
You know what it is?
Too.
This is the problem. And I see this in the chats. I see this in Twitter. I see this in group friendships. Guys, I can really like someone and still be like, yeah, that ball should have been picked. That wasn't a great throw. That wasn't his greatest moment. Yeah, that was I love Steve Young, one of my favorite players ever. Steve had a lot of low moments in the playoffs has to wear.
That's what I'm saying.
That he has to wear.
Steve wasn't good in the postseason.
Okay,
let's keep it a buck.
Steph Curry. We all love Steph. When Steph threw that ball out of bounds behind the back to Klay Thompson in Game 7. 2016, it goes in a loop in my head when I'm thinking, when he can't shake Kevin Love, I'm like, oh my God. But when you're out there, whether you're hurt or not.
But see, that's where Mr. Nuance, you got to have some nuance. Steph Curry's playing with a 50% knee.
But Bonte,
we knew what time it was. He should actually be applauded for finishing that season.
I know, but what I'm saying is it happened. And you got to wear it. The good and the bad is all I'm saying. And like when we're going to have realistic conversations about what's going on. Franchise quarterback who will never lose a game ever again. Josh Allen's a franchise quarterback. He's had a rough couple of weeks. You know, he's looked bad at times. Okay, still a great player. We could critique or pick apart certain guys' games and still love them as players. I don't know why people get triggered that any criticism means you hate a player.
Oh, you do it to me all the time. I criticize Bosa. You really don't like Bosa. You do it to me with USC. You're all guilty of it. I can't say anything no more, so I'm going to let the calls talk.
Takes one to know one.
I'm going to let the calls talk. I don't ever assume that somebody hates somebody. You want us to keep it a buck. You want us to keep it real. I do that. Now, you know what? I'd say you hate this guy. You hate this guy. I got a USC jersey hanging in the closet. JJ in San Jose, what's happening? What's happening, JJ? We all do it. It's sports. JJ, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. Here's my thing. This is all on Shanahan. Purdy. The thing about Purdy that we're all harping on is the turnovers, and yeah, they're bad. But I'm not going too crazy over it because Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Tua, they all have more turnovers, more interceptions than Purdy does this year. I think Josh Allen has like 9, Jalen Hurts has like 8 interceptions. And yeah, the ones that Purdy's thrown aren't great and they're killers, but, that's not the biggest thing. My thing is Shanahan. I think his arrogance is starting to show, not playing Mason. What are we doing, man? Mason, everybody can see he's the up the middle power back. And he don't want to play him because he missed an assignment once or maybe twice or whatever. And he's got all these playmakers, Kittle, Ayuk, who now all of a sudden you guys are saying that they're not top tier, top 5 weapons when they are.
Hey, JJ. No, I believe Ayuk is a top tier player.
No.
He's on pace to go over 1,200 yards receiving in a run first offense that's 27th in passing.
But he's not a top 5 player at wide receiver.
So that's fine. But he's he's a playmaker. You get the ball in his hands.
He's a really good player.
He makes plays against anybody in this league.
He's a really good player.
Anybody in this league. Shanahan's coaching like he got job security. You know why? Because he does have job security. He's got the extension. Shanahan's not going anywhere.
No, Ayuk's a really good player. But, when you say top 5 in the league at the position, it's McCaffrey and Kittle that qualify for those particular things.
Right.
I just think Ayuk falls outside of that. And he's really good.
I don't hate Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy's a great story. It's a hell of a story. I said it. If he wins a Super Bowl, it's going to be one of the best stories in North American sports history. All right? But we can't just all... I was out here saying he's playing better than Mahomes after 5 weeks of the season, and he was. He's playing better than Patrick Mahomes. I said that, and y'all laughed at me. So I don't hate Brock Purdy. I don't hate nobody on the 49ers. These guys are all good dudes. So stop it with the hater stuff. I don't hate them. We're assessing the situation, and the situation right now is he's turned the ball over 5 times in the last 5 quarters. All right? If this was Jimmy, we couldn't wait to jump on Jimmy when he turned the ball over. And the guy went 13-3 and won the Seattle in the NFC West Championship with the number 1 seed. So I don't want to stop with that. We're assessing the situation. Why are we so afraid to critique Brock Purdy? Why? Because we don't want the glass slipper to break? We don't want the Cinderella story to be over? All right?
Why do you think people are refusing to believe? It's like telling them that Santa Claus isn't real. No, I'm serious.
I told somebody on Twitter that last week.
Did you? I didn't even know that.
Well, we were talking about the Giants and forcing out forcing out Bochy. He's no, Vontae. And I say, well, do you believe in Santa Claus? And he got mad and questioned my brain cells and everything. It's
almost the season. We love Santa Claus here on the Morning Roast.
Yeah.
I gotta say, walking past Union Square every day, I'm really juiced up for Christmas holiday season this year.
I'm waiting for it to be over. You know what the holidays mean. Your bank account's going to take a hit. That's what the holidays mean. That's what sucks.
I thought it was about the joy of spending time with friends and family.
I do that every day.
Don't sound too excited about it.
Doesn't change.
Just go hang out with the family.
Money on the Christmas tree. Money on the ornaments. You got to clean up the Christmas tree. Money on the food. Money on gifts. Oh, this guy needs this. This girl needs that. Oh, baby Chaz needs... No, it's a nightmare.
Here's something.
Yes, I am the Grinch.
Some I do want to explore.
I've had enough.
People will be like, when Josh Allen loses and when Burrow loses, yeah, those guys get crushed nationally. When Joe Burrow didn't look right, everyone was like, Joe Burrow, something's wrong with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's not good enough. He's not playing well. If this version of Joe Burrow is all year, they're not going to win at all. Josh Allen in the playoffs, even though that team the ball got ran down their throat, I think 175 yards in that game in the snow. Who did we crush all offseason? Boy, can Josh Allen win a big-time playoff game?
And he has won big-time playoff games.
But so those premier quarterbacks that people are talking about do get questions nationally. I think the number one
Lamar Jackson. What about Lamar Jackson?
Oh, well, that's the number one question.
He couldn't even get paid.
Can he win big-time playoff games? Tua Tagovailoa. The only question coming out of Miami, it's not about McDaniels. It's not about Tyreek. No one even asks about their defense. Is Tua good?
I'm just asking. We're gonna find, or I'm going to say this, and I'll say it again. We're gonna find out over the next 9 weeks whether or not Brock Purdy's our franchise quarterback. I think these next 9 weeks are crucial to what the future of the quarterback position looks like in San Francisco. And if you believe, again, Shanahan, he doesn't have patience when it comes to quarterbacks. They moved heaven and earth for Trey Lance and flipped him in 2 years. You don't think they do the same with Brock Purdy?